Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to Fly Like an Eagle podcast. I'm with my guys, James Scorza, Joe Marks from the Patterson App Sports Show. How you guys doing? We got a lot to talk about here. We got Eagles fans egging Kevin Patullo's house. We got Darius Slay getting released or leaving Buffalo, and Jalen Carter being out. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Joe, how you feeling, man?
Well, I feel like crap, and the Eagles haven't helped them matter. So
Yeah.
we're going to unload a lot of on this episode.
James, what about you, man?
Give me 1 sec.
Well, it's Groundhog Day. Again?
That's fitting. That's very fitting. It's very, very fitting. Well done, sir.
Not too bad, buddy. Not too bad. Obviously we got a busy weekend ahead of us. Obviously, we got the Flyers doing well, Sixers doing well. Yep, it's definitely Groundhog Day again, boys and girls. And strap.
All right, let's start off by thanking the Detroit Lions because they beat the Cowboys. Thank you, Detroit. They they ended the Cowboys' winning streak, whatever you want to call it.
How about them Lions? Thank you.
Thank you, Lions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We really appreciate you guys. Really, really do. Yeah. Really appreciate you guys.
Well, and the Lions could help us even more. Believe it or not,
could.
they can because they face the Bears coming up, which they're ahead of us in the conference, and they also face the Rams coming up. So, and they also are ahead of us in the conference. So, like, you're talking about the Lions that would make it real difficult for them to leapfrog over us. They could, conceivably. But if they take down some of our people in front of us, they've already eliminated our closest competition in the division. Mm-hmm. If you guys want to help us out in the conference, go right ahead. By all means.
Yep. And James, you want to read the comment from your dad here?
Certainly. So my dad says Dallas gave us an early Christmas present, we hope. So hopefully Hello, Aileen.
You guys. Hello, guys. We're looking forward to hearing you guys talk. Appreciate that. Really, really appreciate that. So we had to thank Detroit. Yep.
So there was one thing that really made me realize this game last night about it too, is that now it's just like the Eagles are, like, for the Eagles' sake, it's like it's theirs for the taking. That's the thing. That's probably the big thing that comes out of it, is that, like, now Dallas lost this game. It's like, now we got to do something about it. Now we literally gotta. I'll probably save it for 3 words or less, but I know what I'm gonna be going at. So like I said, the Eagles, now it's just like plain and simple. Just they got to find a way to win this. They got to find a way to win this NFC East now. It's just the Cowboys are giving you a silver platter, and the only difference is you're just sitting there and saying, "Nah, I'm too full. I can't eat anymore." Well, come on, man. Like, it's just that, like, this is ridiculous now. It's amazing to think the Eagles are in this spot, but we shouldn't even be in this spot. We should be wrapping up the division 2 weeks ago.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. It's right there for the taking, but it's just right there. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's talk about the Eagles and Bears really, really quick. Joe, you said you had to get some stuff off your chest here.
Okay, so I was over. I told you guys this in the chat. That I had a Friendsgiving to attend that day, and so I'm over at a friend's house, and we're watching the Eagles game before we were gonna have a nice dinner. Turkey, the fixins, all of it. It was a nice gathering with friends.
Right.
And we watched the Bears game. And I felt sick to my stomach after the game. And James, I don't ever like to channel you, especially in this way, but I felt this way, honestly. I had to take a step back because I didn't want to go overboard, but I did feel like this.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like 2018. I
Mm.
felt like that show you came on and you went on your "this is the new fucking normal" rant.
Sure, yeah.
This is what I felt like after that Bears game.
Yeah.
That this is what we're supposed to be. This was a team that was supposed to, go in and beat up on the Bears. This was a
That's right.
get right game. Hell, we were supposed to beat the Cowboys, and in some way, shape, or form, we should have.
Mm-hmm.
And in both situations, not only did we give it up, we just gave up.
Right.
It felt like in the Cowboys game, we jumped all over them and then just sat back and was like, go ahead. Have fun. And then on the Bears game, it felt like we ate too much turkey. Like the night before. Like it honestly, like this is the Bears are not like the high caliber team, okay? I don't care what people want to say. They're an NFC North. That Caleb Williams is not, some rock star quarterback. They
You know
don't
what?
have any rock star receivers. And half of the running backs that they had, DeAndre Swift, I'll tell you what that game was. I listened to that game and I kept hearing X Eagle after X Eagle after X Eagle.
Yep.
That was a redemption game for them.
Yep.
And so the Eagles came out in all black. And, I said this to a buddy of mine, and I said, I think I put it in the show prep for tomorrow. This kind of reminds me of the San Francisco 49er game a year or two ago,
Mm-hmm.
where the Niners came to the link in all black, and it was basically our funeral march. And they marched all over us. There was nothing we could do.
Yep.
And it was not only the turning point, but it was the death spiral of our season. And I worry that we marched into the link with our heads up high and all our confidence on our back, dressed in black, and we shit the bed.
Well, the saying is that Black Friday in South Philadelphia is not accustomed to the Philly sports scene. I mean, you think about the Phillies, you think about, the only positive about it, too, is that Black Friday is accustomed to is the Flyers play well on Black Friday, which is, funny fact, is bizarre world if you think about it. I mean, not the Flyers, though. I mean, they're playing great nowadays, too. But to your point, though, Joey, I do agree with you. I think that's the one thing that the Eagles have to do, especially. It feels like it kind of reminds me of a time when I went on that rant like I did back in 2020, and hard to believe it's 5 years ago. I think it's right around the time Carson Wentz got benched and Jalen Hurts was your starting quarterback for this from that day forward. But they look like they're just they don't even look like they're fazed by it. Even watching that Hard Knocks series this week and seeing that Jalen Hurts pass and seeing, I mean, I think the only thing that came out of that Hard Knocks game, that Hard Knocks episode, was probably the one thing that's been a bothersome thing is that I worry about this team is that 2023 comes to mind. There's a time when the Eagles were up big, like my dad brought up here about Dallas was like the NFC Championship game with the Tampa Bay series when the other team was just chipping away. For me, I never seen a team see two running backs. Like this was a real true factor is that we actually made DeAndre Swift and the other, I forget who the running back was, but he had I think it was
a Naga or
Managa, yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
And they looked like Gale Sayers and Walter Payton in their prime. That's how bad it was. Like those two were like thunder and lightning. I mean, with the Bears, I mean, if you've never seen Walter Payton and Gale Sayers, I advise you to look it up on YouTube, and you'll be pretty damn amazed. But the Eagles too is like the same thing that I saw with the Phillies this year. The only difference is that the Phillies just collapsed when the time came for it on postseason play. And you called it, and you said it best early on in the season that the Phillies are who we thought they were. But for the Eagles' time is that they kind of felt like the Bears are who they thought they were too. The only difference was we didn't let them off the hook. The problem is with this team is that I worry that this is 2023 over again. I remember I told you guys on the post game on this network, I say once that domino falls, forget it. Like that can really like spoil out of control. I mean, I even went on a rant about it the next day. I said to myself, this is like a slow-witted car and plane. Well, not I wouldn't say plane crash, but train crash, like a train accident in slow motion. So that's like the same thing that I have with this team right now. The way the Eagles are playing right now, I don't want to say 1994 7-2 Rich Kotite. I mean, I wasn't born for that, but this is kind of feeling like that, feeling like 2023 all over again. There's a lot of hurdles of this team that you see the side effects of that 2023 team, and hard to believe we're in the same boat again.
So, Mitch, I'm going to give you a compliment. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay?
I'm getting myself ready. Okay.
So towards the end of the baseball season, I kept ripping you about the Phillies are going to surprise you. The Phillies are going to surprise you. This is a different team. Look at the record. Look at who they're beating. Look at all this. Look at all that. I was throwing all these numbers at you, and you kept saying, look, I understand all that. My feeling is that they are still the same team they've always been.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there hasn't been that personnel change. There hasn't been that attitude change. There hasn't been that management change. There hasn't been that change. And I blew you off. And in the end, you were right. Okay? Now, fast forward to the Eagles this season.
Yeah.
We're going in this downward spiral. And I've heard from several different people on sports talk radio that are trying to defend and maybe be the optimist for the Eagles while they're 8-4. No. I'm not doing this with the Phillies again. Okay?
No.
Now I'm jumping ship with Mitchkovsky. I'm sitting here and I'm saying nothing is the same. Nothing is nothing is different enough for me to feel like this ship is going to not hit the rocks.
Yeah.
Because it sure as hell looks like it's going to.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta ask, and I'm gonna ask this question to both of you.
Sure.
Because it's made me wonder, is Nick Sirianni the problem? Is Nick Sirianni insulated? The excuse is Jalen Hurts is as good of a quarterback because of the talent around him.
That's right.
Is Nick Sirianni a good coach only when there's talented coaches and coordinators around him? Kellen Moore was a talented coach. He went and become a head coach with the Saints.
Bless you.
See, it's true.
It's true. It's an old until you're wise to. I hear that a lot too, man.
So, and then what the hell is it? Okay.
It's Nick Sirianni, a good coach with other people around him.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it, James. Take it.
It's a shame. He was like right on his. It's a shame. It was a good comparison too. So,
I appreciate with the Colts. The head coach with the Colts, and then look at where Brian Johnson is, and look at where Kevin Patullo is. Do you think Kevin Patullo or Brian Johnson going to get a head coaching job? That's my point. Go ahead.
You know it's funny too. It's funny, but at the same time sad. With Kevin Patullo, I mean, look, I don't condone violence. That what happened to his house. I don't condone that at all.
I don't either.
I mean, it was a real shady thing that somebody would do that. I mean, people had to be really. I mean, like in the words of Jim Schwartz over there, you do dumbass things, you're going to be labeled a dumbass. The people who did that stuff to his house. I mean, not Kevin Patullo, but Patullo though on the other thing I had to say here about Patullo here too is that he's been in the league for 18 years and he hasn't been an offensive coordinator. It has to show you what kind of a person he is as a coordinator. I mean, it would be like me. Say for example, I'm not on this podcast right now, and it took me 18 years to get to where I need to go. That's a long time. I mean, yeah, sure, 20 years flew by at the seat of our pants, but without even blinking. I mean, 2005 was just like that a few years ago. Hard to believe.
Yeah.
But and Bam Margera was still like a jackass. But I'm just kidding. But that's beside the point here. Anywho, Kevin Patullo almost for 20 years still hasn't gotten like. I mean, the thing about it too is like he hasn't been a offensive coordinator for almost 20 years. I mean, that has to tell you something. I mean, am I right? I mean,
So
was it just me?
Is Nick Sirianni insulated by good, talented coordinators? You know, Vic Fangio is a good defensive coordinator. When we had Sean Desai and Matt Patricia, you saw that calamity.
Yeah, right.
But now when you put out bad offensive coordinators in that position, it exposes Nick Sirianni because Nick Sirianni's not a play caller.
Right.
He doesn't take control like an Andy Reid would. He doesn't take control like a guy like a Bill Belichick would on the defensive front. You know, like this is the problem I think that needs to be addressed. And I understand that there's more than one person to blame. Because there's a lot of blame to go all around. But we cannot sit here and be like Nick Sirianni is like there was a poll that they put up on WIP the other day. Is Nick Sirianni a great coach, good coach, average coach, or bad coach?
Yeah.
And I think he's an average coach.
I do too.
Because
I'm with you.
And I know people will think that's sacrilege to say, but in order to be a good coach, you have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet.
Right.
In order to be a great coach, you have to be able to win consistently and stand on your own 2 feet.
Mm-hmm.
He's proven he can stand on his own 2 feet without being insulated.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes me – and look, if we hold that criticism about Jalen Hurts, that he's not an elite quarterback because of the talent around him, then why can't we hold that same criticism to Nick Sirianni?
You know, it's a good question because you think about, I mean, obviously, like you brought up here, like sacrilege because obviously you won a Super Bowl last year, though. But that was probably more Kellen Moore than Sirianni, or maybe more Vic Fangio than Sirianni, too. I mean, the thing that I get annoyed about with Sirianni, once it starts to, like, rattle out of control, he don't put his foot down. I mean, that's what happened before with Brian Johnson. It got so bad that it instead of and the same thing with Sean Desai and also with Matt Patricia too. I mean, he finally had enough, but the only difference was it was two guys in over their heads. I mean, yeah, sure, Patricia was good with the Patriots, but that was Belichick's team. That was Belichick's defense.
Yeah.
And at the same time too, I feel about Sirianni is that once you give him talent around you, I think he's better. But at the same time too, if he's like doing it on its own, like, and he's doing it right now with Patullo and maybe Fangio, it's probably a different story.
So I was never a fan of Nick Sirianni. I never was a fan when we hired him, when we signed him, or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
You know what turned me off from him straightforward? Rock, paper, scissors. Or how about this? We're going to grow into a big flower, and everything's going to be great and dandy. Okay, we won a Super Bowl, but what really have you done?
You know, it's funny. Every time
what really have you done?
I know I got a laugh about this, but the only person I think about who's had the flower was Hugh. It wasn't Hugh Douglas. It was a Hollis Thomas. He was dressed up as a flower up in Delk, and like
So it's actually funny.
Nick, I'll ask you like the same thing that James brought up.
Sure.
That Super Bowl we can give. It's on Nick Sirianni's resume.
Sure. Yeah.
But who really won the Super Bowl? Like, was it Nick Sirianni or was it Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore?
Nick Sirianni is You ready for this? He's a cheerleader. That's who Nick Sirianni is. He likes to pump up the fans, get them all hyped. He likes to argue with the fans. Don't forget that. He
Yep.
argued with the fans too. Don't forget
Um.
that.
Well,
I'm just
that's
saying.
and
It's
mind you
the-
too. When that was starting to spoil out of control back in that game too, there was a lot of people ripping him that he brought his kids up to the presser too, and it was
What?
like, yeah,
He-
oh yeah,
He brought his kids to the podium.
he brought his
Oh,
kids
I
to the.
forgot about that. Yes.
I think it was that
On his
Cleveland. It
shield.
was that Cleveland game. It was like
They
around.
thought him bringing his kids out to the podium was his way of shielding himself from tough questions. Like
Yeah.
reporters would not ask tough
Take your kid to
questions
work day, like
of him in front of his children. But this is what one of the things I heard Nick Sirianni's press conference this week, and he said we talk about the principles, the culture that he creates. That's what
Yeah.
his job is. He
Yeah.
said tough, detailed together. Okay.
Oh my God.
Hold
on. I just found a video of my old video from 4 years ago. Nick Sirianni wants a quarterback competition and plays rock, paper, scissors.
Jesus Christ.
That was the title I had 4 years ago.
Wow.
Oh wow.
So his
go.
adage is tough, detailed together. Okay. If
Yeah.
you break down the last two games, tough. No, I wouldn't say we were tough at
Not
all
really,
during
no.
the Bears game. We didn't show any toughness. They out physicaled us that whole game. They were the tougher team
Mhm.
than us. Detailed. We're drawing more penalties. We're getting more penalties called on us pre-snap than mostly any other team in the NFL. That is not detailed. And
That is not
together,
detailed.
you got AJ Brown going on freaking Twitch, telling his buddy that they don't throw me the ball enough. They don't use me enough. They don't like that's not together. Okay, so your three pillars of your culture, they're not working. So you're not working. Like
let me ask you this, Joe.
Say that you're not, that you need to do better. Okay. How are you doing better? How are you changing that culture?
Let me ask you this. Do you think that Nick Sirianni has lost the locker room?
We've been asking ourselves this for the last couple of weeks now.
I'm starting to think of it now because obviously you brought it up here.
You know what?
I think he's starting to read the room.
Look, here's the thing. I think his message is lost because if his message is still tough, detailed, together, and none of that is happening with the whole team, then yeah, his message is lost.
Either lost or stale. I think it's more stale.
Either way, but it's not getting through.
No, it's not.
Like I start to wonder that this 8-4 team is talented, no doubt. You look at this roster, it's talented. But is that the only way we got to 8 wins? It's just talent and maybe some dumb luck. Because I don't know. I feel like we're a paper tiger team. I do. I feel like this 8-4.
No, what tigers are young.
Well, here's the thing. I don't feel like this 8-4 is like let me stick my chest out. Let me stick my chest out. I don't feel that way. Like maybe the Raiders coming up, sure. But we're gonna talk about in a couple minutes talking about facing the Chargers. I don't feel like sticking my chest out against the Chargers.
You know what the worst part about it is? I look at a team like the Raiders, and they're going to try to find their culture, kind of like what the Cowboys and the Bears are. I mean, the Bears are playing good football right now. That was just a buzzsaw, going to admit, with the Bears. I mean, but I look at the Raiders right now, and they're still trying to find a culture with Geno Smith or whoever their backup is. I forget who it was. But
it doesn't matter at this point.
I mean, I'll tell you this right now, though. Max Crosby, in a couple of weeks from now, taking on the Eagles,
Yeah.
I don't trust Sirianni with Max Crosby on the other side. Or I hate to say it, I don't trust. I mean, now I told you guys this earlier, but Landon Dickerson didn't practice today, according to Andrew DeCecco of 97.5.
Yeah.
So here's the thing here too. You look at the defense that the Chargers has, and also, I mean, I don't know if the Chargers are that good, but I look at Max Crosby next week as a threat. How do you think he's going to do? How do you think Max Crosby's going to do against that second string or third string Walmart greeter, or not Walmart greeter, or Acme greeter? That do you trust what's his name, Matt Pryor,
Probably, yep.
or Matt? Do you trust Matt Pryor? Do you trust Fred Johnson at this point? I just don't know.
You don't know. We're gonna suit up Mitch Kofsky for next.
Yeah, let's get Guy Boucher. No, not Guy. What's his name?
Okay, I'm already on the Eagles as Quinion Mitchell. I'm on the Flyers as Mitch Cobb. What else do you guys want me to be?
Be a team player. Be a team player.
Team player. I'm putting my body on the line every night, basically. And I also play for the Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell. I mean, come on now.
Donovan Mitchell.
Just be glad that Donovan Mitchell plays for Cleveland, not like the Lakers or something. You're not bi-coastal.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to go.
You know what annoys me too? You know what annoys me too? The Rams are like the number one seed again, and even if the number one seed, look, I love Stafford. I think McVay's a great coach too. The crowd is not even interested, and even like they say, "Oh, they're in first place." It's like, "Oh, okay, it's nothing." Oh yeah, first place will be.
That's the thing, James. We're gonna go to LA and face the Chargers. That crowd is gonna be an Eagles crowd.
Right.
That's not gonna be a Chargers crowd.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you think about it. LA is just Philly West. That's all it is.
Yeah. Remember 2017 with Carson again, and like against the Chargers when LeGarrette Blount ran that football? It was like an Eagles game. It was like an Eagles home game.
You know what's funny? It's kind of like what happened with Chris Paul, right? You know, everything that happened with him, he was let go terrible.
Yeah, that was a shame.
The Atlanta Hawks fans were chanting, "Where's Chris Paul?" So that's going to be Eagles fans like fire Kevin Patullo, fire Kevin Patullo.
Or no, it would be more like actually, yeah, we fire Kevin. Well, fire KP. I was gonna say we want change or something.
This is going to be the issue though. Okay.
What?
This is why I say, do you believe in Nick Sirianni?
I never did.
Well, I get that, but if you fire Kevin,
I'm starting to think of that too, man.
If you fire Kevin Patullo, you just repeat the same problem. And at this point, I feel for Jalen Hurts because how many different voices, how many different schemes does this guy have to learn?
Stupid question. Have you guys been watching the Hard Knocks thing?
I watched episode 1 a couple days ago.
I did not.
Well, look,
it's not.
There's. I heard the clip about Hurts and Devontae about the play that Jalen missed. Okay,
right.
The one thing that I can say that I've always said is that Jalen is the general of this team. He's the general, like he's the leader. He will take the bullets. He will take all the blame. He will not, point the finger at his teammates over himself. He went up to Devontae and he was like, "Yeah, I thought you were going to do this." And Devontae's like, "No, I was going to do this. I thought we were going to do that. I didn't see you." And he's like, No, that's on me. That's on me. And Jalen was like, "That's on me. That's on me. I'm going to make that play next time. That's on me. That's my fault." Like, he walked away not saying, "Yo, Devontae, come on, man. Let's get into it. Listen to what I'm telling you. Pay attention." Like, he's not yelling at him. No. He's saying, my bad. That's on me. You keep doing you. I'll be better. You keep doing you. And that's the difference. I honestly, if we are going to chalk this season up to, we don't know who's calling the plays, then just give it to Jalen. Just like, there was something that was said the other day, and I think it's an ideal situation. Give Jalen the wrist guard with the plays and do what Doug Peterson did. He calls out a number It takes 5 seconds for it to happen. 15. Okay, it's 2 seconds. Looks it up on his wrist guard, goes in the huddle. He's like, okay, lines everybody up. Gets everybody to the line with 15 seconds left on the play clock. Now you can adjust your formation to what the defense is showing you.
Yeah, for sure.
That I don't like. They're not getting to the line until 5 seconds. And this is why they're false starting. This is why the receivers are jumping. This is why, like, no one's in sync because the quarterback can't settle everyone down. Why? Because Kevin Patullo can't get the play in on time. This needs to change. And I get. Go ahead.
Are you guys worried about the defense at all with
No.
Vic Fangio, or not
No.
really? You
No.
feel like they'll bounce back?
I've gotten to a point with Vic that it's like Jim Johnson, and Vic I trust.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
He's
not
earned that.
all the way there yet, but I have to say this though: the undisciplined penalties on the defensive side is really
The penalties in general.
The penalties in general is good.
In general,
that's true. That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Undisciplined. Like 5 seconds later, flag.
14 weeks, and we're still undisciplined. How do you still be undisciplined 14 weeks? You should be already be. I mean, this is like preseason shit. I mean, seriously, this is something you learn in training camp.
Who did I say this reminded me of? Oprah. You get a flag. You get a flag.
Actually, no. Actually, no. It's Al Pacino. You're out of order. You're out of order. The whole trial's out of order.
Well, I mean,
I like that one.
Here's the part that
the
really
whole team's out of order.
Here's the part of this that should really worry everybody is that no one is addressing it.
No,
like, you're not seeing a decrease in flags through the progression of the season. You're seeing the same amount, like
a level of an increase.
Flags, 12 flags, 14 flags. Like, you're not seeing 14 flags, 3 flags, 2 flags. You're not seeing it decrease. You're seeing it stabilize, which means they are not fixing it.
They're not focusing. They're not fixing it. That's exactly right. I mean, like, this is something that really pisses me off as a team, is that it's almost playoff time, and you're still having the same mistakes like it's week 1 of the season. I understand you don't play in the preseason anymore, but this is what has to be fixed in training camp.
This is why it aggravates me when people say, well, they're an 8-14. We're going to make the playoffs. Mitch, this is what we talked about with the Phillies. I said to you, they're going to make the playoffs. And I know they're going to do well once they get into the playoffs. It's a different season. You could say the same thing about the Eagles. The difference is, in my mind, is that I don't have the wool over my eyes anymore. Like, I'm not – fool me once with the Phillies. I'm not doing this again. I'm not. No. And look, you guys know that I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan, and you guys know that I am a guy who wants to stay positive on this team. I'm the one guy on this panel that like sat there and told Mitch that this team was going to the Super Bowl. I have real doubts that this team is going to make it past one round of the playoffs if they
get there. If they get there.
If they continue to keep their heads in their asses.
Who said that a couple weeks ago? Me. Anyways.
Well, sometimes, I mean, no pun intended, but a blind squirrel finds an acorn, I guess. Maybe.
Blind squirrel finds not. Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah. So we got a comment here from your dad here. We got a comment here from your dad. Pre-snap penalties keep this team from success. Every game, Joe is right. Not being addressed. And AK, shout out to AK, they're not fixing it because they're too dumb to know what's wrong. How can you fix it if you don't know what's wrong? So wait, do we need Bob the Builder?
Okay. So I'm going to give a shout.
because if we need someone, he
I,
can fix it.
I'm going to give a
That's not
shout.
James.
I can't do this anymore.
I'm going to give a shout out to your guy AK. AK.
Yeah, we're
I
praying for you, buddy.
don't like being wrong. Okay, but none of us
Yeah.
do. Okay, I don't like being wrong. But you came on our show. AK came on our show a couple weeks ago, and he said this team hasn't figured it out yet.
He's right.
And I don't think that they're going to. They have to figure it out before you can fix things, and they haven't figured it out yet. And I said, they will. And I was wrong because you would think after all
He
this
called it.
time, no, I understand. And like AK can come back on our show at the end of the season and stand on all 10 minutes of a segment and tell me how much he was right. Because honest to God, I felt so strongly, and it showed in the episode. I felt so strongly that this team could overcome some of their inadequacies.
Yeah.
No, because they're not learning.
That's
They're
right.
not growing together. They would rather, and this is where Nick Sirianni's message gets lost. Because there's no one galvanizing this team. You know, we could sit here and say that if when Harrison Bader came to the Phillies end of the season, he kind of galvanized the team at the end of the season. But when he got hurt in the playoffs in the first game, it was like, oh shit. Like there goes the galvanizing force that we had. And now that guy's gone, and now what do we do? And now we don't have that in the Eagles. I don't know who that is.
And then
I don't
AK
know
comes
either.
back and goes, sorry, bro, I know a dysfunctional team when I see one. And right now, your Chicago Bulls are dysfunctional right now, AK. They keep on going down. And I don't need to say anything, but bro, they're not saying it all for me. Dude, me and AK would have these kinds of conversations for hours, like how bad this team is. And what AK and I talked about the most was not the coaches at all. Jalen Hurts in general. That's majority of our conversations. It's just the quarterback. It's just like it's not working. This season it's not working for him.
Okay, but
that's what our main conversation has been about.
But this is where I go a little okay. I'm not saying that none of the blame doesn't go on Jalen Hurts.
Correct.
I'm saying that not all of the blame should.
It's
like
not.
Jalen's not making the plays he should. That's correct. Okay. But he's also not getting any help by the play calling. He's not getting any help by the coordinator that he's got whispering in his ear. He just said it on the press conference the other day that the reason why he's not running more, the reason why he's not taking off more is because he was explicitly told by Coach KP, follow directions. So he's he's being handcuffed by his own coordinator to not freelance. Okay, so what do you want him to do? Like, you put him in a box and you say, okay, be creative, be talented, but don't go outside the box. I get it. He should still be successful. I'm not saying I'm not saying that he's not culpable, but damn it, the coordinators are too.
I'm not making it sound like that, AK. I'm just saying most of our conversations have been about Jalen Hurts. Like, that's it. It's just like we're not blaming entirely on him. We're not. It's just like we just talk about him. Like,
Let me ask
Jalen
you,
Hurts this, Jalen Hurts that.
Have either of you two ever had a bad teacher?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Like ever? Okay.
Yes.
So when you came home with bad grades, right? And your mom would say, or your dad would say, why did you get a bad grade on this test? Or why did you get a bad grade on this paper? Did you blame yourself or did you blame the teacher?
I blamed me.
Okay.
I took accountability at a young age.
Okay. Most kids would blame the teacher, like the teacher didn't
Yeah.
help me, or the teacher
Correct.
doesn't know how to teach, or whatever. That
Yeah.
instructor, it goes both ways. There's accountability. First off, kudos to you because you are accountable for your own actions.
Yeah.
What you got as a grade, that was your issue. You had to study, you had to prepare. Now, if the teacher didn't prepare you well enough during class, that's on them. And so my feeling is the preparation from game to game, that's on the coaches. The
Yeah.
execution, the test, the studying of the material, that's on the players.
Yeah.
So if the coaches can't prepare the players and prepare them for what's coming up, and then the players can't go out and execute, you're going to fail.
Yeah. So, James, you want to read this comment from AK real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. So he says for sure, but I hold Nick accountable for more than anyone anyone his only job to keep the outside noise out and my locker room together, and he isn't doing that anymore. So why is he still here? Or why is he here? So
And then for this one, I got this one. Oh, for sure. I totally blame myself because I was lazy and I underachieved back when I was a kid. So I totally blame me. AK, you were playing Madden back in the day too. Yeah.
We didn't
He's a
ask.
Madden.
We didn't ask you
get
to
a
throw
support
your
animal,
friend
Nick.
under the bus, Mitch. We
Huh?
didn't ask you to throw your friend under the bus. Okay.
Hey, I'm acknowledging how good of a player he is at Madden. It's a difference.
But you also just threw him under the bus for why he was a lousy student.
Because he was working on his craft to be a better Madden player. So, I'm like, hey, you pass it. Dude, it's good. It's good. I gotta get Madden again. I haven't played since 2014.
I mean,
Yeah.
here's my thing. Okay, so
That was the best year for Madden too.
Yeah.
do any of us think that Nick Sirianni is going to get fired if this goes sideways this season?
I don't think so.
AK throwing himself under the bus. All right. What is up, Gregor? Gregor John, what is good? Thank you for stopping by. Is Nick Sirianni getting fired after this season? No. I don't
think
see
so
him getting
either.
fired at all. I see Kevin Patullo being first off, and then that because after the egg game, it's like, okay, we need to get you to safety. So get out of here.
Well,
Get your
you
cam.
remember back in 2011 when that Dream Team thing happened. And at the end of the season, Jeffrey Lurie was like, "Oh, this is unacceptable. This is, and we're better than this, but we're keeping Andy though." So,
Yep.
same kind of feel I got with this. I mean,
But you got to remember, it only took a year after that for Andy to be gone.
Yeah, I mean, when
Yeah.
they were 4-12, yeah, absolutely.
See what I mean? He's 39th in the world in Madden Ultimate Team. So that's what I'm saying.
He's just got to get a proven coordinator. That's I don't know. I'm exhausted, gonna admit.
But here's
So,
the thing: he gets a proven coordinator for 1 year,
And then he ships
then
off.
then that coordinator gets a head coaching job.
I know.
yeah.
Like,
Well,
and then you're back in the same boat where you're hiring the quarterback coach. Like you're hiring Mitchkovsky from Fly Like an Eagle. Like,
Dwight
what are we
Schrute.
doing here?
So
Dwight Schrute
basically,
from
I
The
got to be a
Office.
player coach. I'm already Quinyon Mitchell, so I got to be a player coach
hey,
now.
look, Travis Hunter can play two positions. Why can't you?
Yeah, seriously.
Right?
I'm a player coach for different sides of the ball. So, AK coach, for sure. If this goes sideways, he needs to go. We fired Doug for way less. Dude,
Yep.
he has lost the locker room twice in his career. If this goes south, he has to go. You
For
mean
sure.
we're done playing rock, paper, scissors?
Oh,
Oh.
and this would be funny, and not a ha-ha funny, but an ironic funny. The Philadelphia Eagles would be the first franchise to
Yeah.
fire 2 head coaches within 3 years of them both winning a Super Bowl. Doug Peterson was 2 years after, and now Nick Sirianni be 2 years after.
Yeah.
I mean,
James, you want to read this comment from your father?
Sure, he says don't think Nick's getting fired this year no matter what, but he would at least get another year to try to fix things. That's how I feel about it too. He also agrees with me and says we need a proven OC to inject new ideas in the offense. I understand that. I do agree too. But the difference is, like even Joey said, once he's successful, forget about it. Like I mean, Frank Reich was a good example of that. Maybe I would bring him back at this point.
You could go and get the best OC out there. You could go and get that guy this offseason. Okay,
Right.
you can go and get him.
It's in the it's in your hands,
and that's great. That's great. You got him. All right. You get him for one season. You go back to the Super Bowl. You win. Oh, okay. Guess what? He's got a head coaching job.
That's right.
Back in the same mire you're in right now.
Well, you know what? You're right about that too, Joey. But the reason why Frank Reich took that job because Josh McDaniels was a dumbass going back to New England. So it can go both ways.
How many times did Josh McDaniels get fired and then go back to New England and get fired? The only reason why
he's even worse than Kevin Patullo.
Well,
as a head coach.
The only reason why Josh McDaniels went back and forth to New England so many times is because he had Tom Brady, his best friend, on speed dial.
That's right. That's right.
This is one of the reasons why I brought up Eric Bieniemy, because before we hired Nick Sirianni, Eric Bieniemy was a head coaching candidate.
Yeah.
He was the offensive coordinator for Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Okay?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a successful offensive coordinator.
Yep.
But it's clear like no one's offering Eric Bieniemy a head coaching job.
How many
he might
times?
Be the Vic Fangio of an offensive coordinator.
How many times are we going to hear the name Eric Bieniemy, but then people are just going to overlook him and then just be like, nah, I just don't get it with Eric Bieniemy.
You know what gets me too about this too is that we need a proven coordinator. Like you know how Vic Fangio came in for the defense and he's like going to be around for a while. That's what has to happen with this Eagles team. Like I mean, Kellen Moore was here for the taking, and the problem was with Kellen Moore, he went to ship off with the Saints, and he ain't doing much to nothing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like Eric Bieniemy coming off that Kansas City Super Bowl that one year before we hired Nick Sirianni, everyone was like, "Oh, he's definitely getting a head coaching job. And he had 6 interviews, got no jobs.
Well, it's criminal that he's not a head coach either. I think it's criminal. Same with Versace.
But like, if no one's going to offer you a head coaching job, and maybe Eric understands that, and all we heard was he didn't interview well. I don't know what that means. Like, did he come
That's bullshit.
He come in a jogging outfit? Like, what did he do? Come in smoking a cigar? Like, what does that mean?
This is like Eric Bieniemy, not Ray Rhodes here. I mean, what the hell, man?
But my point is, if the guy can call offense, and
I'm with you,
you're not going to give him a head coaching job. I'm going to give him an offensive coordinating job here, and hope to God him and Vic stay around. And Nick Sirianni, I mean, talk about putting your legs up and relaxing. You got Vic Fangio and Eric Bieniemy insulating your ass with this talent of the roster. Yeah, you can max and relax, dude.
That's where I'm at, kind of with Frank Reich, and look how successful he. I mean, yeah, sure, he wasn't successful as a head coach, but he was successful. Hate to say it, but Carson Wentz's MVP type of year doesn't happen with Frank Reich either. So, I mean, Bieniemy's Bieniemy's good too, but the thing with Bieniemy is that he should have been a head coach more than anything. I do agree, though.
This is what I fear: is that KP gets fired, then the Eagles go and hire like the Seattle Seahawks quarterback coach because of what they did with Sam Darnold.
Right.
Bring this guy in, and it's like, did he ever call play? Yeah, here and there. Like,
let me ask you this.
What are we doing here?
Let me ask you this. Do you think the Vikings are going to fire Kevin O'Connell?
No.
No,
I don't. Here's my thing. I think the Vikings know they just had lousy luck this year. And look,
And JJ, I mean, I hate to break it to you, Mitch, but your boy JJ McCarthy's a BUST.
Don't get me started.
Well,
Hey,
I had
hey,
to say, man.
hey, no, he got us a championship.
So
He
did
did
my
get it-
Bulldogs. My Bulldogs got a
I-
Super Bowl and a national championship, and look how
I heard
just went
from the
tomorrow.
I heard from the grapevine that the Chargers are thinking about trying to make a move to go get JJ McCarthy because of reuniting Harbaugh and him. Not
But
that
what about
Harbaugh,
but they don't trust
well,
Justin
not-
Herbert? Then?
well,
They don't trust
no,
Justin Herbert?
Back up.
they want to back up,
that's right.
and plus he's younger than Justin Herbert, and plus Justin Herbert gets his ass kicked. Hence, why what we're going to get into in a minute with a broken hand.
How many years has Justin Herbert been in the league? He's been around just as long as Hurts has, right?
A little longer.
Wow, a little longer. Wow,
Longer.
I didn't even know that.
All right. Let's read a couple comments from AK, and then we'll get into the next one. So, guys, Doug Peterson called his own plays. He didn't have his offensive coordinator call them. It's a huge difference between Nick and that. We literally sit here and give a head coach a win percentage and credit for the other people's success. This dude calls no plays, but yet he wants to say he wins. No, okay. Eric didn't get a job because everyone knows Andy Reid is the mind behind the offense. Eric only held the title of OC because everyone knows it is always Andy. I've always been Andy. That's why he's not hired. JJ McCarthy cannot stay healthy enough. That's from James' dad there. Cannot say.
That's true.
I know. Don't remind me. What is this? Pick on Mitch now with Michigan?
No. Well, I'll tell you right. I'll tell you this much though. You're right about the Brandon Graham thing. I hate to say it, but I think he might be.
Yeah.
I think he might be towards the end. Sorry to say.
I didn't want him here to begin with.
Well, it was. I understand why they did it. I understand why they did it at first because they wanted to get a leader presence in the locker room and try to tell these Bulldogs, okay, it's time to wake the F up. But yeah, didn't work out.
So, Joe, are you still sitting on the fence that Brandon Graham should be here? He's taking a drink. No.
It was like Kermit. Like it was like Kermit the Frog drinking the tea.
No. Okay. And then AK goes, let me just put it to you this way. If Nick Sirianni on me was good and the reason our offense is successful, it would never fall off. All right. But, hey, Brandon Graham, the Eagles about the Super Bowl and the Phillies. I'm feeling great right now.
I just hope. I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it here. But
Joe,
let's hope the Flyers go for it.
Joe, I don't know baseball. Minnesota should have kept Darnold.
When you're saying this stuff and it's at the peril of our local sports teams, it doesn't help. It doesn't.
Hey, 6'7". So.
6'7".
Oh, sorry. My daughter is doing. Do not start with that. My daughter is doing that to me.
Hey, if you go to my main channel, I have a command !67, and everyone can spam it in the chat.
Well, here's the thing about it too. I went to see thing a couple days ago. Was that Sellers? No, not Sellersville. Somewhere up in it was a Joe Conquin's show. He does with Glenn McDowell, like the best top. It was top 11, but it was like a list about the greatest Philly sports scenes, and they were talking about the Flyers and existence and so on. And then Ray Dietrich says 1966 to 67, and the whole room was like, I said to myself, thank God no one's here to say 6'7". Thank God for that, because these kids will be. I mean, if it was like my group, they were like, oh, 6'7", Ray, did he? I was like, no, don't do that to Ray. Don't do that to Ray. Stop it.
But 6'7".
Head off.
Hey, look, we're the 76ers.
I wish it was 69. It would be a lot more fun.
Just took that to a whole other place.
I know.
All right. We got to talk about this because it goes into the next game. Jalen Carter's out with a shoulder surgery. He's going to be out for a little bit, which sucks because Herbert's now
I
injured,
know.
but he's doing 7-on-7s. So, James, Jalen Carter's out.
Yeah.
Us.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, he's one of the reasons why the defense is really good, I think, for sure. But yeah, not having him there, obviously Nakobe Dean. I gotta say this too about the defense too. Here, I forgot to bring it up here early on in the show here. But do you think Zach Bond has lost a step too with this defense, or maybe I'm just?
I just don't. I don't think his production is as evident as it was last year.
Yeah,
I don't think his production is bad. I just don't think you're not seeing it as evident,
right?
Because other players aren't playing as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's how I am too. I mean, obviously, Nakobe Dean's still coming off that shoulder injury, obviously, but yeah, it's like my dad said it best, dude. No excuses. Every team deals with injuries. Next man up, do your job.
Even the Sixers are stepping up without Embiid and Paul George all
Thank
the time.
fucking God. I'm sorry to say. That.
Hey. Now you know how I feel. I have to cover them for my main channel.
Brother, I'll tell you right now, man. I mean, well, Mike Law can if you ever come back on here, like if we ever get him back on the show, he'll be the first one to say, "See, I told you about Embiid. I told you about Embiid."
Yeah,
it took me
we
a year to
had
see
that conversation.
That's the thing.
Me and Mike already had that conversation.
But, so shout out to Mike there. He called it before anybody saw it. I saw the signs of it, but it got worse over time though, for sure.
Yeah.
So with Jalen Carter injury, I'm concerned how long it's going to last. I'm also concerned at depth of that defensive line. I really am curious what's going on with Trey Robinson. I've been looking forward to seeing him, and it just feels like he's been on the IR for a while, and I don't know why. And I want to see him fill that role. I mean, look, we were all excited when we saw this guy play in the preseason. We're like, whoa,
yeah,
okay, what is this guy? And it just felt like he fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah,
and Ajomo has been doing well, but this just feels. It's a big void. And Jordan Davis has kind of fallen back into mediocrity. You're putting more pressure. James, you brought up Zach Bond. You now put more pressure on guys like Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean because now that runner gets to that second level. Mm-hmm. And that puts more pressure on those guys to have to make the tackles. And if they can't, it's not a good deal. It's not a good situation. And the Bears took advantage of that. Mm-hmm. So, the pro, from what I've heard, is the Chargers' offensive line is not very good. Both tackles are hurt.
One of them was ours.
Yeah.
Right?
Both tackles are hurt.
One was ours.
Both tackles are hurt.
Mekhi Becton. Why did we give it to Mekhi Becton? God. I'm sorry, Joe.
It's going to be interesting to see how this kind of pans out. But and then Herbert and having a broken hand or a broken bone in his hand. No, it's not his throwing hand, but still, And the idea that, from what I've heard, he's not going to be
they did.
under center. And okay, so for anyone who's ever played quarterback. When you're not under center, you're catching the ball with both hands.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I can't feel my one hand, I'm screwed.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not gripping that ball correctly. And that thing comes out wobbly. You got 2 seconds to get your stuff together and then put your eyes upfield.
I think it's an excellent way to happen, Joe. Good admit.
I mean, look, I think that Jalen Carter is going to be sorely missed. That's for sure.
Yeah.
My hope is that he's back before the Commanders game, the first Commanders game.
Right.
But this Eagles team, they're running out of excuses. in my
Yeah,
mind.
there's
And
no
they
excuses
really
for
are.
this. No,
It-
this is this is getting to the point now. I'm getting tired of it. I'm getting tired of the same old excuses every game. It's like, oh, we got to be better, this, that, and the other. Look, I don't want to hear you say you got to do better. Just do it. I mean, for Christ's sake, just do it.
Mm-hmm. And we got to go back in the comments really quick here.
Sure.
So we got
Well,
Doughboy.
Doughboy he makes a good point here about Tank Bigsby too. About
Oh
that was
yeah,
good.
we're gonna get into that. He
Yeah.
goes, as an Eagles fan, Nick Sirianni needs to get it together. He
Yep.
also goes, let Jalen be himself on offense.
Right.
Your dad goes, we dealt with them in 2017 and we won that
Injury-wise.
Super Bowl. Nick says, what is up?
Yep.
And then Doughboy, sorry, I said it wrong. Tank Bigsby should be getting more touches on offense. Could not agree with you
Him
more.
and Steak one. Well, yeah,
And-
well, Tank, I know for sure. You're right about that, Doughboy.
And AK goes, yeah, well, Minnesota probably should have kept Casey Keenum
Case Keenum.
too, but they didn't do that.
Nope.
And then Nick
No,
goes,
they got
Joe
him.
Marshall.
They let go of him for Kirk Cousins.
And
Well-
then Doughboy goes, Philadelphia Eagles should have re-signed Mekhi Becton. Yeah, if this team wants me, this is AK, by the way. Yeah, if this team wants me to believe in them again, they have to start showing me they want it. We as fans know we want it. But what they show me had been lackluster at best. It's not a Super Bowl team. And then Doughboy at the end, Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni say the same bleep every single press conference. I don't watch the press conferences.
I don't either.
So,
I don't
I'm
either.
like, I never have.
I
have a hard time with
the only
Sixers
time
press conferences.
the only time I do it is that I have to like write down some like stats, like if there was anything, like obviously if I'm doing a podcast like with you guys or something like that. But yeah. I mean, post games. It's kind of like a running replay of a tape recorder, like saying the same thing. It's kind of like what Andy Reid said after losses too, which I'm not going there with Nick yet. But if he continues to go down that road, it could get really ugly.
All I can say is if Nick Sirianni doesn't think that if he keeps going down this road and thinking everything's going to be fine, we're okay, everything's okay, and it's not okay.
It ain't okay.
And he thinks it's going to end well for him, it's not.
No.
Look, this is a rough city to be an athlete, to be a coach, to be in the sports limelight. It's a rough city to deal with.
Right.
And if you think that this city's going to turn a blind eye on your performance or lack of, you're out of your mind. And like, I get it. We can hold Jalen Hurts and hold his feet to the fire. But guess what? I all this talk of, well, we should get rid of Jalen Hurts. What are we doing? Like, who would I rather be able to get rid of and be able to replace easier? Would I be able to replace Nick Sirianni easier than Jalen Hurts? Yes. I could get a good coach in here that would actually know how to call plays and create an offense that, someone like Jalen Hurts could get schemed up for. Mm-hmm. I think I like Ben Johnson, what he's doing with Caleb Williams. Now, we didn't fire Nick Sirianni, and Ben Johnson's probably never going to leave Chicago, at least for the foreseeable future. But could you imagine Ben Johnson coaching Jalen Hurts? All these notions and the what-if scenarios of if Josh Allen was quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, if Lamar Jackson was well, okay, what if, Mike Tomlin was the coach for the Philadelphia Eagles? What if Jim Harbaugh was the coach for the Philadelphia Eagles? What if Mike Shanahan was the coach for the Philadelphia Eagles? Why not do that? Why stop at just the quarterback? Because it's not just the quarterback that's at fault here. And I'm not saying he's completely innocent. But if you sit here and just blame just one aspect of the result and not blame the people that have all week to prepare these players, that's on Nick Sirianni. Okay? Your job, look, he's a lousy cheerleader, Mitch. He's a lousy cheerleader because he can't root this team to the finish line. He can't even do that right.
I was gonna, I think you might.
I don't know what happened there, but Eagles. Yeah, he argues with the Eagles fans too. Don't forget about that. And Doughboy goes, I think Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman needs to have a sit down with Sirianni, Patullo, Hurts. Nick Sirianni's putting his friendship before the team. Agreed.
Mhm.
AK goes, guys, East meets West at 10 p.m. tonight. Stop in and talk some Eagles if you can. So if you guys want to talk Eagles with AK, that's his podcast that he does at 10
Cool.
o'clock tonight.
Cool.
So if you guys
Excellent.
want to join, I'll send you the link. I can't. I got the Sixers against the Bucks. I got to do it. Yeah. Doughboy goes, Kevin Patullo is being told by Nick Sirianni how to run the offense. So Nick Sirianni is to blame. He hired Patullo.
No.
Yeah, pretty
Patullo was
much.
here
Yep, for
before.
sure.
Patullo was here before Nick Sirianni.
Mm.
But
Anyway.
the problem is Nick Sirianni approved Patullo as the OC. He's the one who pushed it up. He's the one who pushed his name to the top. If you go back to the offseason, they didn't bring in a lot of people to interview for the OC job. It took 2 weeks for them to fill the OC job after the season had ended. The Eagles season had ended. Look, I'm sorry. I hate agreeing with Spike Eskin because God knows he's wrong more than half the time. But we should have at least interviewed more. We should at least heard out other candidates, and we didn't. And that's not us doing our due diligence as an organization. Period.
Right.
That's
All
where
right.
this organization failed the fans, AK. That's where this organization failed the fans. At that point.
All right. James, you want to read this comment? And I'll give the next one and so on and so forth.
Sure. It says that's a little overboard. Not Nick got them to 2 Super Bowls in 3 years and won one.
And then
And-
AK goes, I got this one.
Okay.
See, that's what I have my issue though. And that's what I don't understand. We are sitting here banging the table for a cheerleader as a head coach. Seriously, you said it yourself. He is a cheerleader. I said that. That was me.
Now, can I respond
sorry.
to the one comment about 2 Super Bowls?
Yes.
Okay. We just said it earlier in the show. Are you sure that Nick got us that victory in the last Super Bowl? Or was it Kellen and Vic Fangio? Are we sure? God, I keep saying this. Are we sure that it was Nick that got us to that other Super Bowl and it wasn't Shane Steichen and Jonathan freaking Gannon? This is my thing. You look at both. Vic's never going to take a head coaching job, but he could. Kellen Moore took a head coaching job. The other Super Bowl, Shane Steichen took a head coaching job. Jonathan Gannon didn't even come home. He took a head coaching job. You know, my feeling is this. When Nick Sirianni is insulated, he's talented. But that doesn't make you a talented coach. That just makes you protected. When he's not, when you have Brian Johnson and Kevin Patullo, and you need to step up as the talent, and you can't, then you failed.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then James, your father goes, Patullo came here with Nick.
Yep.
And Doughboy goes, right now, bringing back Brian Dable, bring lazy instead of going out and getting someone on the outside. James, your father goes, he's the head coach. He has to have something to do with it. And then AK goes, no, Shane and Moore got us the 2 Super Bowls. Nick was there for the ride. The other 3 years when Nick was in charge, we've been mediocre. Why do you think he's scared to do anything now? Doughboy goes, Philadelphia Eagles is running too many hitch routes. And then James' father goes, it's not that cut and dry. It's not. It's not.
No, it's
So
not. It's not.
it's not. So
I
we're
feel
wrapping.
like I feel like Nick Sirianni, if we're gonna put him in the characteristic of cheerleader, if you guys remember back in the day, the Will Ferrell, Sherry Terry bit on SNL where they were the cheerleaders and they
Yep.
would do these really ridiculous cheers like everywhere. Will Ferrell is Nick Sirianni and Sherry
Oh
Terry
God.
is Kevin
Oh
Patullo.
my God.
Yep. All right.
Oh,
So
God.
we're gonna wrap this show up now. So, all right, guys, we're gonna do. If you guys want to do predictions or not really.
I have 21-20 Eagles. I don't think this is gonna. I don't think this team has got enough nerve to put a team away.
Yeah. James.
Yeah. I don't know what this team is going to look like. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, maybe this is the week they finally break the camel's back and finally like say enough is enough and play with some GM here, like Peter Laviolette would say back in the day. I see them losing. I don't see. Once I see a team play this bad, there's no easy way out of this. So I got to go with the
Yep.
Chargers in this one.
I'm gonna. I don't know. In my pickups, I picked the Eagles, but my brain right now says to go with the Chargers. So
You know what I mean?
I'm stuck. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm stuck too, buddy. I'm stuck too.
with
stuck
that
too, man.
being said, guys, 3 words or less for me. Show some heart. That's mine.
Do your job.
That's 3. Joe.
Play for your jobs.
Play for your jobs. That's 4.
Sorry. Okay.
Do your job. Or play your.
Do your job. That's
do your
good.
job. Do your job. There you go. In the words of Gus Bradley, Navy's not a bad coach either.
Make me wrong.
Prove me wrong. There you go. Prove me wrong.
I don't feel like you guys have any heart. Make me wrong. Make me wrong.
Did we just lose Mitch?
I'm here.
There you are. Wi-Fi not booming or something.
No, my dad wanted to talk to me real quick.
Oh, all right. My bad.
Yeah, he just wanted to bring something up real quick. All right, guys, appreciate you tuning in. We had a lot of fun with your conversations. We'll bring you back. We'll see you guys next week, man. Follow us on Instagram, of course, with the Fly Like an Eagle pod. Follow us there. All right. Make sure you get. Oh, we got something from AK. 28-10 Chargers. This is the season where blows up. Watch.
Yep.
Hi. All right, guys.
I'm kind of right there with them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to bet, but I don't disagree with him.
He ain't lying.
It's Monday night. Maybe we'll do a Flyers or not Flyers. I was seeing your hat, Joe.
Yeah.
We changed that. Maybe we'll do an Eagles pregame before the game on Monday. Maybe we'll talk. But guys, like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. Let's go, Birds. I hope. All right, guys. Catch y'all later. Love you all. Peace, man.
See you later.
See you guys.